Hi everyone, I got lots to talk to you about. So you've probably seen some various posts from me, um, just giving you a little bit of an insight into what we've got coming up next. So let me just talk about Soulz Cruise Caribbean. So this is a new brand of mine. It's something I've always wanted to do. So I've always looked into like doing like a soul holiday, but the timing wasn't right until now. It sure is. So just decided to let's go for it. Let's do something that I feel passionate about, and I absolutely love cruises. So anything that I do for a reason. It's because I feel so passionately about that type of event. And I absolutely love cruises. So my first cruise was a couple of years ago now, and I've been hooked ever since. And I can't describe what the experience is like if you've never done a cruise before, because a lot of people think, oh, it's boring, only old people go on the ship. Those are some of the myths. Yeah, only old people go on the ship. It's boring. I'm going to get, travel seasick or whatever. And so when I went on the cruise, I didn't know what to expect. But I did not realise it was going to be as fantastic as it was. It was amazing. So let me just start from the beginning. So my mum was a cruise expert, should I say, and she loved cruises, and she went on loads and loads of cruises. So she introduced us, and then we went on the cruise with her. But what I found really funny was, so I'm used to going on an aeroplane. I don't like flying, so I don't enjoy the experience at all, blah, blah, blah. You get to the airport 3 hours, like you check in 3 hours before the plane departs, so you've got plenty of time. It takes time to get through all the different channels that you need to get to just to get on the plane and everything. So obviously when you go to a cruise ship, it took me a while to understand it. So what you tend to do, you tend to fly out the day before the cruise ship departs. Like most of the cruise ship departs like in the afternoon, about 4:30 in the afternoon. So your flight is always the day before. So that was something I struggled to understand, because I kept thinking, what? Are we going to just come off the plane and then we're going to go straight into a cruise ship? It was like the timings I didn't quite get. So you fly out the day before, and then you'll stay at, a hotel near the port or near the airport, which is ideal. So you stay at the hotel the night before the cruise, and then you'll depart in the morning after breakfast. You'll depart to go to the cruise ship or the port where all the cruise ship's docks, and they pick up the passengers and everything, and then sail off. So what's different about it is, I think it took us 45 minutes to get from our hotel to the cruise ship, because you're not the only one going on this cruise ship, and there may be a number of cruise ships, so you will get caught up in a bit of traffic. So always allow enough time to get to that cruise ship, because you do not want to miss it. It's not going to wait for you. 5 minutes late, it's not going to wait for you. So the process is kind of the same as when you're boarding a plane. That you go to like the correct I think it's like the correct, what do they call it? There's a name for it and I just can't think what the name is. But you go to the correct departure, what name is it? Anyway, you go to the correct, let me call it channel for now, because I don't know what to call it. So you go to the correct channel, because it'll tell you you're departing from A, B, C, D, or whatever it is. And then you obviously wait there, and that's how you will board onto the ship. But what I found shocking was, so I boarded onto the ship, but I didn't realise I was on the ship. All I remember seeing is a desk with some ladies, and they checked me in, took my baggage and everything like that. Then there were some escalators, and I went up the escalators. I felt like I was in the Maryhill Shopping Centre or the Bullring. Went up the escalators, and I thought, where am I now? And then my mum said, you're on the ship. I said, I'm on the ship? I said, that quick? I said, that was like 30 minutes. What do you mean I'm on the ship? I said, this doesn't look like a ship. She said, yeah, you're on the ship. And I just looked around, and I was just so shocked. I cannot even describe what I was feeling, but I was so shocked because I knew it was a ship, but I didn't know it was a ship. There's a ship and there's a ship, you know. It's like the most gigantic, enormous luxury hotel that sails on water. It's absolutely unbelievable. And I was like, you sure this is a ship? Yes, Susan, this is a ship. So I just looked around. There were people everywhere. There were elevators, there were restaurants, there were nightclubs. There was like swimming pools on the top deck. There were like, what do you call it? Like tracks where you could go jogging around on the top decks. There were like theatres. There were even like nursery facilities for kids. They were like on the lower floors. So you know, if any parents wanted a night off or anything, they could put their children into you know, the well-run nursery facilities. There was absolutely everything on this ship. I was just so I went exploring, and I was just like absolutely shocked and amazed. And it was just such a wonderful experience. That first day exploring the ship, I was just like, I was so bowled over. I was like, I've never ever seen anything like this. And it's just a feeling, it's very hard to describe. It's a surreal, absolutely surreal experience. Amazing. Everyone was so friendly. Hi, where are you from? And it's really funny, you know, when you hear an English accent and you go, oh, you're from the UK? Oh, I'm from Wolverhampton. No, I'm from Warsaw. I'm from wherever, Manchester, London, whatever. It's really funny because I don't know, you always look out for the English accents because I don't know, it kind of makes you feel at home, I suppose. But I must say, what impressed me most about the ship, and I sailed with Royal Caribbean, and probably the best cruise line out there, is you meet people from all walks of life, all different cultures, and that's what I love about it, because I'm fascinated with culture. So I like to talk to people about their culture, about where they come from, about their life in general. I think it's wonderful to experience so many cultures, and they're all on this ship together, and people were so friendly. I have not got a bad thing to say about my experience. I'm trying to think, Susan, there must be something negative. Was there anything negative? You know, when you get poor customer service or you get bad experiences, absolutely nothing. Everything was first class. It was the most wonderful experience. The passengers were so lovely and friendly, and you know, they talked to you and they were so friendly. And the staff on the Royal Caribbean ships, absolutely 100% customer service, which is what I like. Amazing. And that's the thing that I loved, was the restaurants. I've never seen so much food in all my life, and it was all inclusive. I remember saying to my mum, oh, can we eat in here? Do we have to pay? She went, no, it's all inclusive. I said, really? How many times can we eat? You can eat as much as you like. So it's like the ship is all inclusive, so you get your food and your drinks included. However, please note, there are some chargeable restaurants on the ship. They call them specialities. So you've got enough inclusive restaurants on the ship, but you've also got the speciality restaurants, so you can experience whatever you want to experience. Now, the thing with the inclusive restaurants, so you don't pay for your food, only certain drinks are inclusive. So your teas, your coffees, tap water, juices, they tend to be inclusive. But if you wanted any alcohol, cocktails, soft drinks such as Coke, Fanta, those are chargeable. If you find, or if you think that you're going to be drinking, you know, quite a lot every day, you might want to look into getting a drinks package. So you can buy a drinks package in advance. You save money if you buy it in advance. You buy that from the Royal Caribbean. And then it's like you pay in advance and it's preloaded to your account, and then you can just get whatever drink. You can have like 50 Cokes. No, that's bad for you, but you can have 50 drinks in one day, and your drinks package, you probably didn't even spend nowhere near that much. So you need to look at the drink packages, work out if they're going to be beneficial for you, and then you can make the decision if you want a drinks package or if you want to just pay as you go. It just depends. It just depends how much you drink and what you drink. But yeah, just be prepared, because I actually came back a stone heavier. I don't regret it at all, because that's what I went on holiday for. I wanted to, you know, enjoy myself as much as possible, and that includes eating as many times as I like. And the food was absolutely gorgeous. You got international cuisine from across the entire world. It was, oh my god, the food was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. No wonder I came back a stone heavier. Another thing that was amazing about the experience on the cruise ship is, even though it's inclusive, like, you go to the buffet restaurant, you know, a typical buffet, but obviously like 50 times as big as the ones in the UK, you know, on the ship. So you've got everything, you can eat as much as you like, but you can also go to the fine dining restaurants as well. So obviously this is not buffet. You've got your starter, your main course, dessert that you order, and you get, you know, waiter, waitress who will serve you. So it's a proper sit down meal. The thing is, it's inclusive. You do not pay, because I'm thinking, well, Mom, surely we've got to pay for this. This can't be inclusive. She said it's inclusive. I went, really? Oh my god, it's all inclusive. So you can do your fine dining if you want, choose your starter, your main course, your dessert, have everything served to you. Or if you fancy, you know, the buffet, you can go to the buffet. You've got the best of both worlds. Now, the only thing with fine dining is, so with the Caribbean cruise that I've organised, you know, I like VIP class. So I've gone for the My Time dining. So it's kind of all built in. So we paid for our gratuities up front, which, you know, tips to staff, which is what's kind of expected over there. That's already paid for up front. And we also have more flexible dining times with dining at the fine, you know, fine dining restaurants. So that's better. You know, we don't have to like stick with a fixed time. It's flexible for a number of hours, so we can come and go as we please. So when you're going in groups and you want more flexibility of fine dining, this is better for you. So so that's all included. So yeah, I think those were kind of my highlights. And also the islands. The islands are amazing. People on the islands are absolutely lovely. There's some stunning islands out there, and it's so nice because so you're in, like, I went for a balcony room, and there's nothing like a balcony room. The view is amazing. So every morning we'd pull up at a different island. I'd wake up in the morning, I'd walk out onto the balcony, and the scenery was absolutely magnificent. It was absolutely stunningly beautiful. I can see the island. I can see like the beautiful sea. And I think, oh, which island are we at today? And then you get updated because you get newspapers dropped through your cabin. You can go onto like the TV, and it tells you everything, so you know what islands you're visiting. It tells you what time the ship will be boarding there, and it will also tell you what time the ship will be leaving. So you've got to make sure that you're back on the ship. Don't leave it late, that you're back on the ship ready for when the ship departs, or the ship will be going without you and you'll be stuck. So it's always best to get back before. Don't let, you know, don't cut it fine or anything like that, because you've got sufficient time. You know, say for instance, if the ship docks at, I don't know, 9 o'clock in the morning, you might have to be back on the ship at 5, 6. It will vary, but it will tell you in the timetable. That's sufficient time for you to enjoy the island, meet the locals, have something to eat, you know, take in the beautiful scenery, and then get back on the ship. And then when you get back on the ship, then you're ready for your evening meal or your fine dining, or you're ready to go to a show, you're ready to go to a nightclub, ready to go and have maybe a swim in the pool. There's so much you can do on that ship. You can even go ice skating on the ship. So there's so much to do. So I kind of got into a schedule. I'd wake up, oh, it's breakfast time. No, it's balcony time. I'd always go out onto the balcony and have a cup of coffee or something. So I'd go out onto the balcony, enjoy the view. Then I'd go down, have breakfast. Then get ready to go, you know, to come off the ship because we're at an island. Then at the end of the day, I'd get back onto the ship, and then I'd look forward to that evening meal, and that's where I'd change off, and I want to dress, you know, dress a bit more formal, because in the day it was very casual. That's another thing, what do you wear? So people might say, well, what do you wear? So during the day, it's kind of like, it's very casual, isn't it? It's like your shorts, your summer dresses, whatever you want to wear, it's kind of like that. You know, it's very hot, so very chilled and relaxed, so you want to be comfortable. And then what I did, when I got back off the island, shower time again, time to spruce myself up and get ready for the night. So I always wanted to dress. I'd change off again, and I'd, you know, dress a bit more formal for the evening, where I can have an evening meal and where I can enjoy the nightlife or enjoy what's going on. So I kind of had 2 sets of clothing every day. So yeah, so just bear that in mind. Not everyone does so. That's just how I did it. I had 2 sets of clothing, one for the day and one for the night, and that's how I travelled. I probably bought too many clothes with me, because I wasn't even sure what I was doing some days. I was like, because I've never been on a cruise. I was like, and then you have your captain's dinner, which is normally on the first night. I think that's the welcome night to the ship, and that's what everyone really dresses to the nines here. So they call it like captain's dinner. And then like we booked a nice fine dining restaurant afterwards. So everyone dresses to the nines. Women are in ball gowns, men are like, oh. So that is a wonderful experience, and that is the one night where everyone dresses to the nines. So you know, so like I dress formal, but on captain's night, yeah, went all out. So yeah, it's really, really good. So let me just break down what's happening with Soul Cruise Caribbean. So it's a 2-week cruise, although you can select if you want to go for 1 week or 2 weeks. So on the ticket link, you will see week 1, week 2, or weeks 1 and 2. Now the cabins, because I've had a few questions about this. Oh, is this an individual price, or what is this for? So just to clarify, the prices are per cabin, and they're for 2 people sharing a cabin. So that is the price of the cabin. It's not per person. All you need to do is split that cost between who's sharing. So you can only have a maximum of 2 people sharing a cabin. So for instance, I think one of the ticket prices is 1925. So if it's 1925, you split it between 2 people sharing. So if you're going with a friend or whoever, you just pay 50% of that cost. I mean, that's absolutely brilliant, isn't it? And that includes, you know, your food and drinks, as I mentioned before. That is everything. That is inclusive. So it's a lot more affordable than you think. Because when some people think of a cruise, you go, oh my God, this is expensive, can't afford it. But when you break it down, the way I've done it, and I've tried to give you the best discounts ever, and they are saving you like 260 to 350 pounds per cabin. So there are, you know, on the ticket link, there are some very good deals. So you can save a fair bit of money. So yeah, you just split the cost. And that's an all-inclusive ship, all the activities, everything. So the only additional money you would need is when you go to the island. Obviously, you're going to want something to drink and eat. I mean, you're probably on there for 7 hours. You can leave any time and board the ship. You might, after 4 hours, you might say, oh, I'm ready to go back to the ship. It's up to you. So if anything you want to buy on the island, obviously that's chargeable. So you would pay for that, or any shopping that you did. So that tends to be where your money goes. And the excursions, again, that's not inclusive, so you would pay for that. But when you're on the ship also, I mean, there's so many shopping malls on the ship. Jewellery, absolutely everything. So it all depends how much you like to shop. So my mom, she was a bit of a shopaholic. She would spend hours on the ship just looking at, like, doing the shopping and everything. And I just weren't really into that. I just like to explore and meet people. So it just depends what you're into. So, and I'll give you an example. So I took £1,000 spending money, and I spent I can't remember the exact amount, but I spent no more than £500, and it could have been as little as £300, because I didn't really buy anything. I just bought stuff on the island. I did a little bit of shopping, hardly anything. I was just stuffing my face on the ship and taking in the beautiful scenery and meeting people. So you don't really need a lot of money at all. Right, the other thing that's not included are flights, hotel and transfers. And that's because it's too soon. The prices have not come out yet. But with the flights, they should come out between October and the end of the year. And that is something that you will need to book direct. Just make sure you book the flight the day before the cruise departs or the ship departs. So this 2-week holiday is from the 8th of October to the 22nd. So that means you need to book a flight on the 7th of October, which is the day before. Do not book your flight on the 8th of October because you'll miss the bloody cruise ship. Do not do that. So you need to book the day before. So if you're flying from the UK, you need to book on the 7th of October. So you'll get to Orlando, because the port is in Orlando, you'll get to Orlando International Airport on the 7th of October. So you get there the same day. I can't remember the time. I think it's around 3:45. I'm going by the flights that I've seen this year. So you'll get there around 3:45 p.m. or a bit later. But on the same day, so it's still classed as the 7th of October. And then you'll check into a hotel in Orlando. So you check into the hotel check-in time is pretty much like the UK, 3 p.m, 4 p.m. So you check into the hotel, and then obviously you'll stay the night, you'll wake up the next morning, you'll have breakfast, and you'll depart because the shuttle will be picking you up to take you to the cruise ship. Now, as part of Soul Cruise Caribbean, I will arrange the hotels and the shuttles and all the transfers, and that will be added to your holiday account. It can't be added at the moment because we don't know the price yet. It's not going to be released till the end of the year. So basically what I've said to people is budget for £1,000 to cover yourself. So that will cover your flight, your hotel for one night, and your transfers. That is an approximate cost, just to give you an idea. So budget for £1,000. It might not even cost that much. It could cost a little bit more. It all depends on the flights really, because it's the flights that's the big cost. And the flights is something that you need to book direct, so you'll be booking it. I will obviously help you, because we're all going to be looking for flight deals. Because I've done it before where I've looked for a flight deal and I've booked and it cost me, like, for instance, say if it was £800 and 2 weeks later I've seen it for £600. Oh, I don't like that. Or it's been the other way round. So I've seen a flight for 600 and I thought, oh, I'm not sure about this. I'm sure it's going to go down. And then 2 weeks later it's gone up and it keeps going up, and then I've had to purchase it at £800. So it's a bit like that. It's, you know, but apparently the best deals come out when the flights are first released. So that's why I said start looking out from between October to December. And then obviously we've got the Facebook group, Soulz Cruise Caribbean. So I will be posting any flight deals in there, and wherever you're flying from, wherever you're located in the UK, if you like it, you can click on the link and book. But the important thing is just remember to book the day before the cruise. So that is the 7th of October. If you're going for week 2, so the dates of the cruise are the 15th to the 22nd. You need to book your flight the day before, which will be the 14th of October. So if you're going for week 1, it's the 8th to the 15th of October. So you book your flight on the 7th of October. If you go for week 2, it's the 15th to the 22nd of October. So you book your flight the 14th of October. If you go for both weeks, it's the 8th of October to the 22nd of October, and you book your flight the 7th of October. I hope that's clear. So, but don't worry, I'll keep posting it in a group. I'll keep reminding everyone about flights. You know, book them the day before the cruise ship departs. And all the details are on the booking link. You can see the schedule, you can see the islands that you'll be visiting, you can see the date that the ship and the times, you can see absolutely everything. So please take time to read, because I know with a lot of people, they click on the booking link and they don't read it. All the information is on there. Make sure you read it. And even when you click on the tickets, you can expand, so you can read all the information on that particular ticket, and it's telling you about the cabin. So yeah, make sure you read that information. Anything you're not sure about, just drop me a message and I'll help you, obviously, as much as I can. So yeah, so you've got so let's just do a quick recap. So the ticket price is for the cruise only, and that is your cabin. And remember, it's an inclusive ship, apart from, you know, certain restaurants and certain things that are specialities. Obviously shopping on there is not inclusive, you pay for that, you know, that's self-explanatory. So the ticket cost is the cruise only. So you need to add on top of that £1,000 per person, and that is to budget for your flights and hotel, because those prices are not released till the end of the year. When they are released, you will book your flight directly yourself. We'll obviously post information on deals that we've seen, so you can consider them. But the transfers and the hotel, I will arrange that for you, let you know the price, and then add it to your holiday account, so it gets added to the ticket price and becomes part of your holiday balance. So I hope that's all very clear. That's a lot of information. I know that's a lot of information to digest, but I know you've seen like the various posts and you may have seen the tickets, but I just wanted to give you, bring you this video just to talk you through how it all works, and and how the ticket works, and how the pricing system works, and what's included, what's not, and what you can expect on the cruise ship. So let me just give you a bit more information on the cruise ship. Fact: this is the biggest cruise ship in the entire world. Wow, how amazing is that? It's Wonder of the Seas, and it's the Royal Caribbean's newest ship. It first sailed, I think it was the 4th of March. So it's a brand new cruise ship, and it's the biggest cruise ship in the world. It's absolutely amazing. Now, I have posted some videos to the group, and that will give you more information on the actual ship. And there's one video in particular. It's amazing. It gives you a tour of the whole ship. It's like, I'm watching it and I'm thinking, I wish it was this year. But no, it's not till next year. But it's absolutely amazing. I think it's got 18 floors at least, and it's got different villages, and that's where the cabins are. So as I mentioned, you get people from all walks of life. Like, some people have said to me, well, can I afford a cruise ship? And I said, there's a budget for everyone. I mean, don't get me wrong, you've got the suite village on the ship, and you're talking about £10,000 per person for a cabin. And that's per person. So if there's 4 people in that particular cabin, or 6, and well, I won't call it a cabin, it's like a suite. You can have an upstairs and a downstairs, and it's charged per person. So each person has got to pay. So if it was £7 grand, that's 28 grand for the cabin. So there's a budget for everyone, and obviously it gives you a more VIP, more space, and blah blah blah. But it's for those people that can afford it. But you will find a cabin that you can afford. So I can afford the balcony cabins. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to do it. I'd love to do an all suite, but no, I can't afford that. But I'm quite happy with the balcony cabins. As I mentioned before, it's beautiful. You've got a cabin with a balcony, and then you can walk onto the balcony, and you've got beautiful. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not a gigantic balcony. It's about, there's enough space for like 2 chairs and like a table where you can have like your breakfast or a drink. So it's, it's a decent size. It's not massive or anything, but it's a decent size. Now, if you want to save money on cabins, the next one down from the ocean view balcony cabin is an ocean view cabin. So basically it's the same without the balcony, and that is about roughly, I think it's around £335 cheaper. It's something like that. It's all on the ticket link. I can't remember the exact price, but I'm sure it's about £300 cheaper than one with the balcony. And that's very nice. It's like you get a round window, and it's ocean view, so you get a view of the ocean, but there's no balcony. And then down from that, you've got cabins where there's no windows at all. It's just a cabin, and they're obviously a lot cheaper. I think the price is, I can't remember the price off the top of my head, but yeah, it's a lot cheaper. They also do other cabins where it's sort of in between, so, and they call them like the virtual window cabins. So it looks like a window, but it's not a real window, and it's like an illusion of the sea. But it probably doesn't make you feel so enclosed. But I haven't been able to get that in like a group discount deal. But if anyone is interested, let me know, because I might go back and see what I can cook up. You never know. But so I didn't put them on the ticket because they would be a lot more. Because with the rooms that I've got, they're discounted, and that's why you're saving £250 to £350. So those are the cabins. And I went for the ocean view cabins because I think that's more VIP, but there are other cabins that are not ocean view with balconies, and they overlook the inside of the ship, where we're kind of looking at the outside of the ship, which I think is a better view. So obviously, as I mentioned, cruises are something I feel passionate about. I've kind of put things that I like in there from my experience, to try and give you the best experience that you can have. But it's truly, truly amazing. So it is affordable. People think only rich people go on cruise ships. No, not at all. You know, it's affordable. It's affordable for people from all walks of life. You just need to find a cabin that fits your budget, and you will still have an amazing time. You will still be inclusive and everything else. So that's something that you need to think about. Now, there are other cabins. We call them the quad cabins. They're on ticket numbers 4 and 5. So they're for groups of people who are sharing. So you might be going with a group of friends and there's 4 of you sharing. So you can have 3 sharing or you can have 4. Now, the tickets that I've put up are for 4 sharing. But if there are going to be 3 people sharing, just let me know. I didn't bother putting up the ticket, but I can get you a more exact cost. So it'll be a little bit... the cabin will be a little bit cheaper, but I'm not necessarily sure you'll be paying any less, because you've got to split it between who's sharing the cabin, if you see what I mean. So, for instance, on the ticket link, you've got the quad room. And I think for 2 weeks, one of the quad rooms is about, I think, 6,300 for 2 weeks. Right, so you've got 4 people in that room. So you split the 6,300 between 4 people, and that's what you pay each. And then all you have to do is add your flights on top. Remember, I said add an approximately £1,000 per person, and that should cover you. And then when the prices are released at the end of the year for the flights, you will book them direct. We will put, you know, any deals that we see, we'll put them in a group so you can consider them. The hotel and the transfers, I will arrange that, and I'll add it to your holiday account, and it just gets added to your ticket value and becomes part of your holiday balance. So I think that's everything. So that's a lot of information there. So what do you need to do? Right, let me run through what you need to do, because we are sure running out of time. The clock is ticking. I've been posting every day. The clock is sure ticking. So you've got till next Friday. The booking link will expire. So that is the 18th of March at midnight. The booking link will be no more. So if you want to go, you need to go onto that booking link, order your cabin room. You only have to pay £5 deposit, because that £5 will come off the £150 deposit that is required. So it will ask you a number of questions, because that information is needed for the Royal Caribbean's reservation system, and it's needed for the group booking. So once you've booked, you will receive an invoice in the next 5 days, and that will have all the details on, along with the terms and conditions. So please read through. If you're happy to go ahead, you can then pay the remainder of the deposit into the account that will be stated on the invoice. The first week in April, the booking will be live in Royal Caribbean system. And then you'll be able to see the reservation. Well, you'll be able to see your details. You only see your details only. So you'll see your cabin. You'll know what cabin you're in. They'll be allocated. You'll be able to see a cabin. You'll be able to look at the drink packages. You'll be able to decide, what do I want to order? And you'll just get regular updates. So we call this your cruise planner. And you can start to plan for your cruise that is next year. So it's as easy as that, really. So I hope this has been very informative. I've tried not to go on too much, so I don't really know how long I've been talking for. I'm probably far too long again, but I just needed to explain to you so you understand. But don't worry, I'm going to be bringing you more videos, so we will go over it, because I know you're not going to get everything in, you know, in the first video. But what's important is the 18th of March. You need to decide if you're going. And then you need to book and pay your £5 deposit. That will secure your cabin, and then you will get the invoice, you'll pay the balance, and the balance has to be paid by the 26th of March. That is the final deadline. Any payments received after the 26th of March will just be sent back to you, because we'll have missed the deadline for the Royal Caribbean. So basically, these cabins are reserved, and at these prices that are discounted, they're amazing prices, and they're fixed until the 26th of March. So Once you've paid all of your deposit on the 26th of March, I can then submit that information and send it up to the Royal Caribbean, and the booking is sealed. So, you know, cannot risk going over that date. You know what you need to do. And don't leave things last minute. Why do we all leave things last minute? So the date is the 18th of March to book your place, but you don't need to wait till the 18th of March. Book it today. Go online and book it today. And then when you get your invoice, you don't need to wait till the 26th. Just pay your deposit and it's sorted. So there you go. Now let's just talk about cancellations. Let's talk about vaccinations. Let's talk about all that good stuff. Right, now, if anything happens and you decide you're unable to go, then you can cancel free of charge. So as long as you cancel by the 31st of July next year, any monies that you would have paid, you will receive back as a refund, apart from the deposit. The deposit is non-refundable. So the £150 deposit is non-refundable. Please remember that. But if you've paid any additional funds towards your holiday account, that will be refunded, but you must cancel before the 31st of July. Once you go outside of that period, cancellation fees will apply, and that will all be in the terms and conditions that will be sent with your invoice. And you can cancel for any reason. You're entitled to cancel this holiday by a certain date and not be charged any additional fees, and to receive your refunds back for monies that you've paid apart from your deposit. Now let's talk about vaccinations. So I know a lot of people are gutted, and you know, I've been speaking to loads of people. I've had so many messages from people who are absolutely gutted because they really wanted to come on this cruise. But I've since discovered that you have to be double vaccinated. I was hoping not, because we've kind of relaxed the rules in the UK. I mean, it's almost like it doesn't exist. But other countries haven't. So the Royal Caribbean's policy is very strict, very firm. You have to be double vaccinated in order to be able to board the ship, as well as taking a PCR test 3 days before the ship departs. So you have to be double vaccinated. You don't have to have the booster. You just have to be double vaccinated and be able to show that evidence. Now, what some people have done, they've said, well, do you think these rules will be in place next year? And I've asked the Royal Caribbean, I said, these rules, are they going to be relaxed next year? Because, you know, a lot of people are going to be missing out. And they can't confirm because the rules are constantly changing with COVID. So it could be that they're still in place, and it may be that they've been abolished. Nobody knows. All we can do is go by what the rules are for now, and the rules are you have to be double vaccinated. So it's up to you if you want to take that chance. So some people might say, well, next year is a long way off. I don't want to lose out. I'm going to pay my £150 deposit, even though I'm not double vaccinated, and I'm going to sit and wait and see what happens next year. So remember, the deadline for cancellations is the 31st of July. So by the time July comes around, if the rules are still in place, then you've got a decision to make to either get yourself vaccinated. Currently, I think it's 15 days before the ship departs, you must have been double vaccinated. But all that will be in the terms and conditions, how the vaccination works. Or if you don't want to be vaccinated, if the rules are still in place, then you need to cancel your holiday before the 31st of July. That way you only lose the £150 deposit that you've paid. So, because, you know, the cruise isn't sailing till October next year, it's a long way off, and a lot can happen in the world of COVID. So, you know, I mean, I suppose the good thing about paying your deposit, it will reserve your cabin. So you have got that cabin reserved at that discounted price. And, you know, if anything happens and you can't go next year, you've only lost your deposit of £150. And if you're sharing with 2 people, it's £75 each. If you don't book your cabin and next year the rules are abolished, you'll probably be kicking yourself. You'll probably feel absolutely crushed. And then you try and jump on it, but there could be a number of things why it's not going to be possible. Remember, this is the biggest cruise ship in the world, so demand is very high. So I don't know if there will be any cabins available. And if there are any cabins available, it's certainly not going to be at the discounted price. So the 150 you would have lost could now possibly turn into £300, £400, £500 just to book. I don't know. No one can confirm that. So you just need to think of all these things when you're making the right decision for you. And that's what it's about. You have got to make the right decision for you. So I hope, as I said, I hope this has been very informative, and I've given you lots of things to think about. Oh, let's just go over the installment plan. Sorry. So once you've paid your deposit, 150, by the 26th of March, and you'll be set up in the Royal Caribbean system, you'll then receive, well, at the time when you receive the invoice, you need to confirm if you want to enter into this installment plan under monthly payments or quarterly payments. So that way you're budgeting and paying off your holiday, and you're not leaving it to the last minute. So you can choose monthly or quarterly to make those payments towards your holiday account. But all the information will be the terms and conditions and will be on the invoice. So yeah, so that's everything. And the funny thing is, by the time the end of the year comes around, so let's look ahead to Christmas this year. As soon as it turns 2023, it's going to go very, very quick. And the cruise will be here before you know it. You'll start to get excited. You'll start to think about what you're wearing on the cruise. And you'll just get really excited about it. And there'll be lots of videos. Because if you go onto YouTube and you search for Wonder of the Seas, everyone across the world is buzzing about the biggest cruise ship in the world. And loads of bloggers have done videos, and some are very good videos, excellent and extremely informative, and you will learn a lot about your cruise. Right, just one more thing to mention. I've just thought about something, the party nights. So as I said, it's a sole group booking, but that doesn't mean that we're all sticking together like glue. Look, this is the biggest cruise ship in the world. Maximum capacity is 7,000 people. So you just treat it like a normal holiday. You go about your business, you do whatever, you meet, blah, blah, blah. But there will be group activities organised for the group. When I say group activities, I mean like group parties. So at the moment, I'm planning to have 3 party nights, but I just can't confirm the information yet because it's too soon and it depends on the ship's schedule. But that's something that I'm working with my Royal Caribbean contacts to arrange. And obviously one is going to be the big Peaky Blinders 50th birthday party. So I want the biggest birthday bash on the ship. So I'm kind of working with the Royal Caribbean so they can make it very special for me. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be a Peaky Blinders theme. Oh my God, the ship is going to love it. The thing about the ship, it's like, like they notice you. People notice you and they go, oh my God. Or like you get Americans come up to you. Oh my God, what are you wearing? Oh my God, I love what you're wearing. I love how you look. Or you get people from different cultures, I got approached so many times on the ship. And I just know that when we come with our Peaky Blinders outfit, you're just going to be like the star attraction of the ship. What can I say? 7,000 people. The star attraction of the ship. Everybody will want to gate crash the party. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. The other 2 party nights, one will be a welcome party that I'm trying to sort out. I don't know if that's going to take place on the ship, because it might take place at the hotel where we're staying for the first night, because that is kind of a welcome. So I'm thinking that's where I'd like to host it, at the hotel, because that's where the whole group will meet. We can talk about, oh my God, we're going to be boarding the ship the next day, and it'll be just a nice welcome party. So it might very well be at the Orlando hotel. And then the plan is to have a leavers party, and that will be on the ship. But all of this is to be finalised. So if there's any changes, because these are subject to changes, it all depends what I can arrange with the Royal Caribbean. But apart from this, you're going to have the most amazing time. The ship has got so many activities. It's got nightclubs. It's got absolutely everything. You will not be bored. There is just too much to do on that ship. And I can tell you, 2 weeks isn't even enough. So what can I say? 2 weeks. And that's something you need to think about when you're going for 1 week. You really need to think about, should you be going for 1 week or should you be going for 2 weeks? Because even 2 weeks is not enough. So just bear that in mind. But at the end of the day, it all depends on affordability. But not only that, the time you can get off from work or whatever. Some people might only be able to manage 1 week, and that is fine. You're still going to have a wonderful experience, but you'll just fast track. So it all depends. Or you might just be happy just seeing certain parts of the ship. I don't know. But 2 weeks will give you, will give you a really good time to explore everything and take in a wonderful experience. So, yeah, I think I've covered everything. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. If I've missed anything out or you want to know any more information, just drop me a message or put a comment in the post. I'll read all through the comments and I will reply. So you know what to do. Invite all your family and friends, because this is an amazing experience that you can share with your loved ones. So invite all your family, all your friends, book your cabins, and let's get ready to sail on the biggest cruise ship in the world. It's the Wonder of the Seas. It's by Royal Caribbean, and Soulz Cruise Caribbean is bringing you this amazing experience for our group.